beating us in the final of the Euros. We lost on pens, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure you know. If you don't, then what are you phoning up for, basically? 08717223334. Before the break, Max, a Stoke fan, was saying that Southgate got most of it wrong. Jay, you had a question for him. Can you remember your question?
Well, okay, let's go back to Max. I just want to see, Max, Andy and I, and in fact the guys in the green room, were going through exactly what you're talking about now, about who we bring on, how you change it, the shape of the team.
Okay.
Once he went 4-2-3-1, his changes were limited because he made that substitution. What my question to you is, who are you bringing off and who are you bringing on at that point? Okay, so
yeah. Okay, fair enough. So obviously he went to the 4-3-3 because we conceded the goal, and I was gutted when that goal went in. We all were, but I just felt that if it was me, when it got to about 70 minutes, for me, you've got to give these players, these creative players, 20 minutes to work with, at least, because you don't just get into a game. You don't just walk onto a pitch and then you're there. Boom, 5 minutes. Okay, you're in. You've got to give these players some time to get into a game. Now, for me, 70 minutes, you've got to be brave. Everyone's talking about Southgate being ruthless. And they're on about, we took Grealish off. Wow, okay, so he plays Grealish for most of the time. No, he doesn't. He plays Sterling. He plays Kane. He plays all these players that he likes. To be ruthless is to take off your favourite players, the players that you rely on, and put on players that are going to make a difference, that are going to change the game. He didn't do that. Now, if it was me, when 70 minutes is gone, now people might say, no, I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have changed it, but I would have taken off Mount. I would have put on Grealish. I would have taken off Sterling at one change. I would have put on Sancho. I would have made these changes because I felt that the game was slipping away from us. And if we'd have made these changes with enough time to possibly change the game, then maybe we could have.
But here's my answer to you, Max. Here's my answer to you. He actually, on 71 minutes, he actually brought on Saka for Trippier and went to a 4-2-3-1. Okay. So he done that, and then on 74 he brought on Henderson for Rice. So he's gone 4-2-3-1. Once he done that, the choice to bring on Grealish was limited because of the shape of the team, and it changed. So in some ways he put himself in a position because then he's got Henderson and Phillips in the middle of the park. He's then gone to a flat back four, Walker, Trippier's off.
So he's not going to change them.
So he's not going to change. And he's brought on, he's taken off Saka, and he's brought on...
no, he's not taken off Saka. He's taken off Mount and put Grealish on.
He brought on Saka and took off Trippier. Sorry, my mistake. So he's already made that change. So once you do that, you've kind of... Where are your options?
Yeah. It's either Kane, Sterling or Mount.
So Mount was the obvious choice after that. But he decided to wait, and I don't think that was the wrong decision to wait.
Larry's up next. He's a Man United fan. Hi, Larry.
Hi.
Larry?
Hey, Larry.
Guys. Hello.
Hi, Larry. Off we go.
Larry.
I was just going to talk about Southgate, and I think he's done a few things wrong. First of all, going 1-0 up that early shouldn't have let it go to penalties in the first place. But on the penalties, he's letting 90...
Hold on 1 second, hold on. Going 1-0 up that early shouldn't have gone to penalties. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Where's connect the dots for me? Why, if you go 1-0 up, should not go to pens?
I mean, everyone's seen what Italy are good at. Like, they're good at closing out games. Going 1-0 up gives you that cushion, so Italy can't close out. And the amount of talent we've got on the bench, like the way we played in the first half, it shouldn't have gone to that stage of them being able to, push us back and being able to close us down like that. Kane dropping deep and giving space to wingers like Sterling and stuff. It's just...
That's where the first goal come from, Larry. That's how the first goal came.
I thought he was
out.
exceptional, Kane, tonight.
The first goal came from Kane dropping deep. That's what...
Come on, what were you going to say about the penalties?
19-year-old Saka, 20-year-old Sancho, 23-year-old Rashford taking him. It doesn't make sense to put that much pressure on them, even though penalties is toss of a coin, but it's just, there's more experienced players. I would have been more happy with Sterling taking one, or I mean, even just anyone taking one instead of them.
Larry, how old are you?
14.
14. Okay. From previous experience, when England get to to penalty shootouts, it comes down to who wants them. And I've heard many a manager, I've heard Bobby Robson talk about it, I've heard Terry Venables talk about it. They then look at their players, and rather than put pressure on their shoulders and say, you're taking it, they say, who wants the penalty? So my guess is that the players you talked about asked to take it.
I mean, yeah, but, I mean, talk about that, but with the game itself, England didn't have a single shot on target after that goal. I mean, you can't tell me with all that talent, Grealish, Sancho, Rashford, Saka off the bench, that they can't have a shot on goal after scoring from 2 minutes.
I think that's fair. I think you look at the stats of the game. Going back to what Larry said initially about the penalty takers. You're right, because we don't know the conversation that took place. It's always about the players that are on the pitch. Southgate appeared to make the substitutions to make sure that he felt his best penalty takers were on the pitch at that time.
Yeah.
And if there's an experienced player on the pitch and he doesn't want to take one, you can't make him. You can't say you are, because if you don't fancy, he might have a knock, he might have a tight hamstring, he might not fancy it. Let's get it right. The players that missed the penalties deserve huge praise for taking the step up and taking them. They missed a penalty. The best Baggio missed a penalty in the World Cup.
Messi's missed a penalty.
They miss them in the biggest games.
Brian's up next, a Leicester fan. Hi, Brian. Brian?
Hello? Yeah.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hi. I just felt embarrassed today. I think I've said all along that Southgate is not the man. He's never won anything in football. He's a very, very nice man, and that's what the FA love. But today we scored a great goal. We started well. Kane was brilliant for that first 25, 20, 30 minutes. But then they came into the game and they just outplayed us, outfought us, outclassed us in the end. But then the penalties, you talk about Rashford, he was only on for about 3 minutes before he had to take a penalty. Is that correct? Something like that? He didn't have enough time on the pitch because Rashford is a very good penalty taker.
Just going back to what you were saying about Southgate, when you said he didn't win anything, what did you say, he didn't win anything?
No, he's never won anything, has he? What's he won? Nothing. We need a world... He's had his chance and he's failed. The World Cup.
I don't see it as a failure, Brian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's about winning. Football's about winning.
Of course it is, but you've got to build. We've got to two semi-finals and a final. The first final in 55 years. I don't see that as out-and-out failure, Brian. I'm sorry.
Do you not agree that Pickford was at fault for the goal?
No, I don't. No, I thought he made a fantastic save.
He should have put that ball out for a corner. A top goalkeeper would have. Even the Denmark goal, he flew through the air like a sack of cement.
About the Jorginho penalty save, was it?
And put the ball over the bar.
Do you give him credit for the Jorginho penalty save?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter about that.
But do you give him credit for that, Brian?
Yeah, that's fine. He's a penalty, but he's not a great goalkeeper, is he? He's not world class.
Who's better?
No?
Who's better?
Hey?
Who's better?
Better what?
Who's better?
Yeah, but
No. Who's better? Okay, who would you play?
Sorry. In goal, yeah, Pope, anybody. 6 foot. I want a 6 foot goalkeeper, a commanding goalkeeper. He's just a small little man that flies about, and he's got a bad temperament because he looks so nervous all the time.
He won the Golden Gloves. I mean, I know that kind of doesn't really say, defensively we're excellent this tournament, but if you phoned up to say that the reason we're out is because of Pickford?
No. Okay. I'm just saying we're too defensive. That's the way he plays. Rashford should have come on a lot earlier. Why didn't Sterling take a penalty? Why didn't Grealish take a penalty?
That's a valid, as far as I'm concerned. Valid. We don't know the answer to those because maybe Sterling didn't fancy it. I don't know why Grealish didn't. I don't know. We don't know the answer to these questions.
Brian, just quickly, how tall do you like your goalkeepers being? Over 6 foot. How tall do you like your goalkeepers being? Over 6 foot.
A 6 foot commanding goal, like their one was.
Yeah, he's 6 foot one. Brian, he's 6 foot one.
Yeah, when he comes out to score.
No, Brian, listen, Brian.
He always comes out to punch the ball.
He's 6'1".
Yeah, but the Italian goalkeeper comes out and catches the ball. He punches it and mispunches most of the time.
I'm sorry. I can't have people just picking players out tonight,
Brian.
Yeah.
The reason we've not won tonight or lifted the trophy,
we weren't good enough.
Well, no, I don't agree with that, Brian.
Where weren't we good enough? No, where weren't we good enough?
Because we didn't create enough chances. I say Kane. That's the best I've seen Kane play throughout the tournament. That first half, I thought he was excellent. But Sterling went missing. Shaw got a great goal, and I thought, we're on our way now. This is looking good. We're attacking. The tempo was good, but then it went wrong. And then the Italian players in Immobile, in Insigne.
Immobile?
Yeah.
Immobile, yeah, go on.
Yeah, well.
Immobile. Freudian.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
He wasn't very mobile, no?
No, but they were sheer class to us, to be honest. You have to accept it.
They were the best over the 90 minutes, and I looked at when you look back over the 90 minutes tactically, they definitely shaded, not by a lot. There wasn't. I mean, look, it went to penalty shootout. If we won it, no, it wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world. We matched a very, very good side who have been in a brilliant form.
They're unbeaten.
I don't think
in nearly 40 games.
I think you just have to accept sometimes you're up against a side that are a little bit further down the road than you are in terms of experience, in terms of maturity, in terms of know-how. And tonight, we saw it. Do you know what? In 18 months' time, when we get the World Cup, maybe tonight's defeat will leave us in a huge amount of stead that we can go into that tournament with our eyes wide open about what we can expect.
The Sports Bar with Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday night from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.